Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Property Sue. If you are new here, I make videos on real estate and other related matters. So today we are going to be talking about a question that is often asked by foreigners who come into the country, which is, can I own land in Kenya? Can foreigners own land in Kenya? And according to Article 65 of the Kenyan Constitution promulgated in 2012, foreigners can own land, but under certain circumstances. So before I get into the circumstances, let us first understand that in Kenya, you can own land through freehold tenure or leasehold tenure. Land owned under freehold tenure is owned by Kenyan citizens, and it's owned by them perpetually, as in forever, and it can be passed from generation to generation. On the other hand, leasehold land is only owned by people, whether Kenyan citizens or foreigners, for a period of up to 99 years, under which you will be paying some amount of money to the government. Foreigners can own land for up to 99 years, and then after which they are required to renew ownership. Problem is, you only renew ownership if you are a Kenyan citizen. But according to the Kenyan law, you are either a Kenyan citizen by birth or by registration, which means you should be married to a Kenyan for up to 7 years, or you should live legally in the country for up to 7 years. Or if you have a child in Kenya, you are also considered a Kenyan citizen. So before the 99-year period ends, you should have figured out a way of becoming a Kenyan citizen so as to renew land ownership. And even if you will not be a Kenyan citizen, if you will have a child who will be a Kenyan citizen by birth, that land can be passed on to him, because you can renew it and register it under their name. Also, the problem about this act of the Constitution is that it was enacted in 2012, and before 2012 there were foreigners in the country who owned land. What happened to these foreigners is that their land is now under leasehold tenure as opposed to freehold tenure, which is sometimes quite unfortunate for some. But the solution about all this is to figure out how to be a Kenyan citizen if you want to continue on owning the land you own in the country. There are, however, some exceptions for foreigners in terms of owning agricultural land in Kenya. And as a foreigner, you cannot own agricultural land unless you get an initial grant from the government or you get a presidential exemption. Those are the only two cases under which you can own agricultural land in Kenya. Can you own land in Kenya if you're a foreigner and you come and start up a private company or a trust or a corporate? The truth of the matter is that specific company, corporate or trust has to be fully owned by Kenyan citizens. And sometimes foreigners come into the country and they start up a company and register it under Kenyan citizens, which is also one way which they could go about it, and then later on find an advocate and sign a document of understanding between them that this company still belongs to the foreigner, which is one way to do it, but the individuals involved must be really trustworthy. So according to me, that can be done, but I do not advise it. But there are exceptions when it comes to public companies. If, for instance, a foreigner is the member of such a company and the company happens to own land, he can own land through freehold tenure in that way. So those are the cases and case scenarios in which foreigners can own land in Kenya. So if you happen to come into the country and you want to go about the land ownership process, I would suggest that you get a licensed advocate. Also engage other professionals like valuers who will actually inform you on the true value of land before you buy it, in order to avoid you being duped and getting into situations that you can't get out of. Most of the time, the judicial system of a country does not always work too well for you if you're a foreigner. So it is best to take caution and understand how to go about things in a specific country before doing them, other than doing them first, then having to come and deal with judicial things later. Also, I want to thank you guys for getting me to 500 subscribers. This really means a lot to me, because if I am adding value to 500 plus people out there, then by all means this channel is worth continuing with. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do not take it for granted. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like this video if it has helped you learn a new thing today. Also, be kind, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button. And once you press the bell button, always press all so that you do not miss any videos from me. And until next time, it has been your girl Property Sue, and bye.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air.